morning, class. Hello, Mr. Mongi. This morning I will be taking you through the web security and computer security class. One is about to log in, but 3 minutes. Neighbors. The objectives of this topic, the web security, computer security, you have some objectives you're supposed to know before even we start on the class. You're supposed to know, the first objective is that you're supposed to understand the meaning of computer security or the meaning of web security, because you have computer security and you have web security. Still, you're supposed to know the various terminologies that are used in computer security or the web security. For example, you can have terminologies like what is hacking, what is a threat, what is security itself, what is an unauthorized access, what is a vulnerability, what is an attack, what is an antivirus. These are some of the terminologies that you come across. Then still, you're supposed to know the various elements of computer security. We can have what integrity, we can have confidentiality, you can have authentication, you can have availability. These are the various elements of computer security. You're supposed to know them. Still, another objective of this topic, you're supposed to know the various malwares. Which are these viruses? Which are these worms? And lastly, you're supposed to know the various threats, the various computer security threats. We can have hacking, we can have farming, we can have phishing, we can have ransomware. You're supposed to know the various threats we have in the computer security or also in web security. And lastly, you're supposed to know the mechanisms that can be put in place to protect the website and computers from threats. So these are some of the objectives of this topic in computer security and web security. Now, I know this is not a new term to you, the web security. Whenever you talk about the term web security, this basically means protecting a website or a web application by detecting. It means protecting a website or a web application by detecting, preventing, and responding to cyber threats. And responding to cyber threats. Yeah, now you can proceed because now at least everyone is able to connect. Now, I was saying, because since we have discussed the various objectives, we'll go straight to the point. Now we'll be discussing the various, the meaning of web security. And I had said initially that web security, it entails the protecting of websites or web application by detecting, preventing, and responding to cyber threats. And now we have some terminologies which are used in web security. And one of the terminologies we always come across is the term unauthorized access. Whenever you hear the term unauthorized access, it occurs whereby, for example, maybe someone, illegitimate personnel, or someone who do not have the permission to access a site is able to access either a server or website or any other sensitive data by using someone else's account details. And this one, it happens sometimes. For example, in case someone is able to obtain your username and your password for your Facebook account, and he is able to obtain to log in to that Facebook account and post some images or some information, that is what we call illegitimate access. Sometimes, for example, in case someone is able to obtain your bank account details, your account number, or even the PIN, and he is able to log into your account, your bank account, that is what we call legitimate access, or what we call unauthorized access. That person do not have the permission to get into that site. Another terminology will come up with the term threat. Whenever you hear the term threat, this is an action or an event that might compromise the security. Now we have various threats. For example, we can have hacking is a threat. We can have what we call malwares. We can have farming. We can have phishing. We have IP spoofing. We have email spoofing. So these are some of the threats we have in computer security. Still, malwares and viruses, they are also the threats. So Gomia.
Yes.
Are you able to hear me? I'm discussing. I was discussing the various threats. Are you able to hear me?
Yeah, I'm hearing you.
Oh, that is good. That is good. So another terminology you always come across, Gomia. There is what you call vulnerability. Do you know what is vulnerability? Vulnerability.
Vulnerability.
Yes, that is it. For example, this is a weakness in a system or a design problem. For example, you
Okay.
can be having a website, and this website is having a design problem. So whenever it has a design problem or it is vulnerable, a hacker can use that loophole and get access to that website and steal the information. That is what we call vulnerability, the weakness or a design
Vulnerability.
problem in a system. I hope you're able
Yeah.
to get that.
Yeah.
Then still, you'll come across that terminology called an attack. I
An
think you have heard
attack.
about is an attack. I think you
Yeah.
have heard about cyber attacks.
Yeah.
The man in the middle attack. So whenever you hear the
Yeah.
term attack, this is an assault on the system security that is delivered by a person. An
Okay.
assault on the system
Yeah.
security that is delivered by what? By a person. Still, that attack can be based on a machine. But
Okay.
whenever you have an attack, it violates the security. There is what
Security.
we can have the cyber attack. I think you have heard about hackers.
Yeah.
We can have what we call the man in the middle attack. For example, in the man in the middle attack, for example, you're sending an email to me. You're sending an
Okay.
email to me. Then someone is able to get in between and read the information and modify the information. That
Okay.
is what we call the man in the middle attack. We'll come across this threats later.
Okay.
Yeah, then another terminology you'll always come across is what we call an antivirus or anti-malware. For
Okay.
example,
Antivirus.
it's antivirus or the anti-malware. In your machine, you must be having an antivirus to do what? To protect your computer from the viruses. So
Yeah.
whenever you hear the term antivirus, this is a software that operates on
Okay.
what? On an operating system.
Okay.
Remember, an antivirus is not an application software. Is it true?
Okay.
An
True.
antivirus is not what? An application software. It is a what? A utility what? Software. So it is used to
Software.
prevent the malicious programs from infecting what the computer. Remember, whenever the viruses get into the computer, they can destroy the data, the information. Still, they can cause your computer to crash. Is it true?
True.
Yeah, that is an antivirus. Then there is another terminology called a virus now. What is
A
that
virus.
virus? Yes, a virus. Now, I hope we know what
Okay.
is a virus. Maybe try to guess what is a virus. What is a virus according to you? What is a virus?
A virus is just something like.
Yeah, it is a. Yeah, what is a virus? You see, a virus now, it is a malicious software. Yeah, it is very, very malicious. Now, what happens in a virus now, it is able to get into the computer and replicate. To replicate now, it is to subdivide. So once it is able to replicate now, it acts as the normal function of the computer. Yeah, so it is a malicious software that is able to replicate or to subdivide itself
So
and
replicate
alter
is
the
to
normal,
subdivide.
yeah, to subdivide or to subpartition itself. This now once
Okay.
the subpartitions, it creates more copies. I think that or millions of copies now, and they're able to propagate in the computer. They can destroy the application software. They can destroy the Windows. Yeah, that is what a virus.
And
Now, and for the viruses now, we'll be discussing later the types of viruses. I think you have heard about the Trojan horse virus.
Yeah.
The Trojan horse virus.
I
Yes.
haven't had that virus. I haven't had that virus.
Yeah, we have the. I can't, there is an echo. I can't hear you very well. Yeah, we have the Trojan horse virus. We have the time bomb viruses. We have even the worms. We have the boot viruses, the macro viruses. For these ones, we'll be discussing them later. So that is what a virus. Then other terminology you always come across in security is what you call a firewall. A firewall. Yeah, a firewall. Now, for example, in every company, in case they're having a server, they must have a firewall. Now, a firewall now is a combination of hardware and softwares that is used to filter network traffic. Understood? A combination of both softwares and hardwares that is used to filter network traffic based on the rules. Still, one of the benefits of having a firewall, it ensures or it prevents the attacks.
Yeah.
Understood? It prevents the attack. Still, in case you have a firewall, it prevents from getting to the computer. So these are some of the terminologies to come across in computer security. Then we have the various elements which are used in computer security. The elements. I think you have come across the term. not the virus elements.
Mhm.
We are through with the terminologies. Now we'll be discussing the elements in computer security.
Oh,
Yeah, the element.
okay.
Yeah, I think you have heard the term confidentiality.
Yeah.
Yes.
You have heard the term integrity.
Okay. Yes.
Yes.
You have heard the term availability.
Okay.
You
Yeah.
have
Yes.
heard the term, we have confidentiality, integrity, availability, authentication. Yeah. So these are some of the elements in computer security. For example, whenever you hear the term confidentiality, it is the assurance that the information is kept confidential, or it is to conceal the information or the resources from a third party. To do what? To conceal or to protect the information from what? A third party. For example, in the case they are communicating between two people, they are communicating between two people. So there is a way we can conceal the information. Why? How can we conceal this information? We can encrypt the information. Or for example, in the case we are sending an email from one person to another person, we can have what
Yeah.
they call the man-in-the-middle attack. To prevent that person from accessing the information, you can encrypt the information and encrypt the information, encryption.
Okay.
So confidentiality we have said is the concealment of the information, or the assurance that the information cannot be accessed by what other department. And we have seen an example whereby, for example, in case you are communicating via an email, you can encrypt the information. Yeah, that is
Can a
confidential.
computer
Yes.
can a computer still be hacked when it has an antivirus?
Yeah, it can be hacked. It can be hacked because what happens in hacking, for example, someone can send you an email. In that email now, there is an attachment. In case you click that attachment on that email, it is installed in your computer. So it becomes what? A loophole. Are you together? Yeah, because you can be hacked via the email. Someone sends you an email and you just click that attachment or that software in the email, attach in the email. Once you install it, your computer is about to be hacked. Yeah. So, but now when you have a strong antivirus now, it is able to limit to a certain extent the hacking. But still can be hacked. We have various mechanisms of hacking. Right together. Yeah, because what happens in hacking, for the hacker to hack your website or your server, there is what we call information gathering. He has to gather some information. He has to gather the type of operating system you are using. Understood?
Yes.
Yeah, so there are a lot of mechanisms. There is what you call footprinting and fingerprinting. Yeah, so he has to gather the information. For example, in case an organization is using this server or this database, someone cannot just wake up and hack. He has to know the type of server they are using. Right together.
Yes.
So he has to gather some information. In that process of gathering information is what we call fingerprinting or footprinting. So he has to gather some information in advance. Yeah, any other question? Yeah. What about Joshia?
Yes,
Yeah, you have been so silent. What you contribute now? And I think you can see Karani is contributing a lot.
I'm okay. I'm okay.
No, are you okay? That is good. So we are discussing the various, we are
Yeah,
discussing initially the terminologies. I hope you got that point. Yeah,
no,
because currently we are
I'm
discussing
not hearing
the,
now. Initially, I was not hearing you.
yeah, but now you can hear me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm hearing you.
Yeah, that is good. So currently we are discussing the various elements in computer security, and we're able to discuss the first element concerning what confidentiality. And we have just said that in confidentiality, it is a concealment of the information. You have to ensure that this information cannot be accessed by what by a third party.
Okay.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah. So the next element is what we call integrity. We have integrity. When we talk about integrity, this is the trustworthiness of the data in the systems or the resources, or the assurance that the information kept in that server is correct and accurate. Is integrity. Every information kept in a server is supposed to be correct and accurate. That is what we call integrity.
It's correct, eh?
Yeah, it must be correct and accurate. It must be correct and accurate. The trustworthiness of the day of the system. For example, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, for example, maybe you are conducting some online payment, payment, and you're supposed to send $5. How many dollars? $5. But someone else is able to interfere with the information and he modifies the information to $500. Do we have integrity in that point?
No.
So that is what we call integrity. You must ensure the information is correct and accurate, or the trustworthiness of the data. And you have just given an example in case you're conducting an online payment, and it's supposed to pay $5 for a certain item, but someone else is able to interfere that information and add that $500. So he has affected the of the information.
Okay.
Availability. You have what? Availability.
Availability.
Yeah. This refers the ability to access the data or a resource whenever needed. Understood? The
Yeah.
ability to access data or a resource whenever needed. Remember, this information is kept in a server. Is it true? Let me just give you an example. For example, maybe you want to access the Zitec website. Is it true? Is it true? Or your portal? Is it true?
Yeah.
So you want to access some information in your portal. So the administrator have to ensure that that information is always available. He has to ensure the server is always working. Is it true? That is what availability. The ability to access the data of a resource whenever needed. So these are some of the elements in computer security. Any question up to that point? Any question? Yes? Kalani, do you have any question?
No, I'm okay for now.
Yoshia, do you have any question?
No, I'm okay.
What about Gomia?
Well understood, sir.
Gomia, yeah, understood. That is because you have finished. Now, I want to go to another subsection. Yes, I'm saying we have to ensure it is rivalry. Yeah, it is rivalry. So you have to contribute to ask some questions. Now, after discussing the various elements in web security, now I want to discuss what we call the threat in web security. The threat in what in web security. Even before I go to that point, I know you know the various threats in web security. Maybe you can contribute. Maybe before I go to that point, Karani, which threats do you? Just any threat in web security or computer security, any threat you know? Because it's in a threat now, it can alter or it can be the system. Any threat you know? Maybe have some
virus.
Yes, that is one. Joshua, just give us one.
Let's say hacking.
Yes, you can have hacking. That is correct. Yeah, just give us one. Gomia. Yeah, that is correct. So these are some of the threats we have. I think you have heard. Have you heard about social engineering, email spoofing, IP spoofing?
So I can't hear you well.
We have farming. Yes. Have you heard about it called? We have farming. We have farming.
No.
Farming. FIRM.
Is yeah. It's no. It's PHA. Farming. We have farming. We have what we call spoofing. We have email spoofing. We have social engineering. So these are some of the threats. You have the man in the middle attacks. So we see that a threat is a possible danger that might exploit a vulnerability to breach out the security of an information system. And one of the common threats we have is what we call hacking. Yeah, it is what we call hacking. That a threat is a possible danger that might exploit a vulnerability or breach the security of an information system. That possible danger. And one of the threats we have is what we call hacking. And hacking is very, very common nowadays. Is it true?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes.
You're saying hacking is one of the major threats. And now a hacker. Now, a hacker is someone who is able to exploit information. But for him to exploit that information system, he must be knowing the design flaw, or he must be knowing the vulnerability or the weakness of that system. And now, when these hackers are able to gain the access to that computer or to that server, they're able to make information.
So we can't hear you.
I'm saying we are saying that hacker is that person who is able to gain access to that information system. And now to gain access to that information system, he has to know the weakness, or he has to know the design for system. And now once the hacker is able to gain the access, he can install a Trojan horse. Once he's able to install the Trojan horse, it provides a backdoor for the hackers now to enter and search for the information. So that hacker must be knowing the pre-existing weaknesses in that system. That is what? That is yeah. Understood, or can I repeat?
Understood.
Yeah.
What is
Gomia?
he able to store? The horse, what that horse was?
There is what you call a Trojan horse. You can install a malware. Or the spelling.
Yeah.
A Trojan horse is a malware. We have TROJAN, a Trojan horse. It is a virus. Once he's able to install this Trojan horse, it provides a backdoor. What is a backdoor now? The hackers now can use this backdoor to gain access to that server, and now they exploit. Yeah, understood.
Yes.
Yeah. Now another threat, and now we have types of hackers. Maybe I can just highlight them. We have types of hackers. We have the black hat. The black what? The black hat. We have the gray hat, and we have the white hat. We have the white hat. We have the black hat, the gray hat, and we have the white hat. Now, do you know who is the white hat? No. Do you know who is the white hat?
No.
Now, let me just explain. For the white hat, now these are the good guys. The good what? The good guys. For these ones, what they do? They come, for example, they realize you have a server. Is it true? Or you have a website. And they realize in your website, on your server, you have some vulnerabilities, or there's a design flaw. They realize there's a design flaw. They inform the organization so that now it can enhance in what the protection mechanism, or they can see the loophole. These are what? The white hat. The good what? The good guys. Understood?
Yes.
Yeah, so once they see there is a problem, there's a loophole in your website or in your server, they inform the organization so that now it can install a firewall. These are the white hat. But now we have the black hat. We have the black hat. Even from the term black, you can know these people. These are not the bad. These are the bad people.
Yeah.
Yeah, from the word what black. So what happens with these people? They will come to your server, or they will hack your server or your website, and they realize once they hack, they will steal the information and use this information against the company. They can sell the information. They can request you pay a ransom for that information. So understood. So you have known the difference between the black hat and the white hat.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
now we have the gray hat. Is it true? We have the gray hat.
Is the white hat employed by an organization?
That is good. That is a good question. Yeah, organizations now, they employ people called penetration testers. They're called what? Penetration testers. These people now, they'll always ensure that the organization, they'll always hack the organization website to ensure it is strong. I think that you have to test what the weakness of that organization way. Maybe that is the system or the website. Any other question? Now we have the gray hat. Now the gray hat now, these are the bad guys and the good guys. A gray hat can be a white hat. In the same time, the gray hat can be a black hat. Understood? Sometimes these people can be used by the organization to hack other organizations' website to see the information. Still, the gray hat can hack a web server or a system for his own personal gain. Understood?
Yes.
Yeah. Any other question? That is one of the threats called the hacking. Any other question? Komia, do you have any other question, Komia?
I don't have.
What about Joshua? Before I go to the next threat.
No, I'm okay. I just continue.
And Joshua, you have been so silent in this class. What about Karan?
I'm okay.
You're okay. Yeah, that is good. Yeah, because at the end of the lesson, I will be asking questions on how you have covered. I think I will be asking some questions. Understood. I'll be asking some what? Some questions. Yeah. So that was hacking. Then another threat is what you call a malware. A malware.
Malware.
Yeah, malware. Anyone know what a malware? The viruses or the worms. So these are the malicious softwares that infect your computer. Yeah, the malicious softwares that infect your computer. They consist of viruses, the worms, malware, the spyware, and the Trojan horses. Yeah, these are the malwares. Now, what can malware do? The malwares can steal sensitive information. The malwares can steal sensitive information. The malwares can alter or delete your files. Understood?
Yes.
Yeah.
The malwares can reformat your hard drive of the computer. They can even reformat or format. And you know, once they reformat, you lose information.
Information.
The same malwares can send emails on your behalf. I think you never knew that. The malwares, they can send an email on your behalf. Still, the same malwares, they can take control of your computer and all the softwares in that computer. These are the malwares. They can take control of your computer. The malwares now, they can take control of your computer and all the softwares on that computer. Yeah, so you have to be very, very careful, especially when you're in the internet. Yeah, because a lot of malwares now in the internet. So you have to ensure that your computer has an antivirus. You can have either the Kaspersky, you can have the Big Defender, you can have the ICT 32. Then another threat is what we call phishing. Have you heard about the fake emails? Have you heard about the fake emails? Yeah, fake email.
Yes.
Now, and this one is very, very common, phishing nowadays. Sometimes, especially for the financial institutions, you can be sent an email which looks like it is authenticated from an authenticated company, but now that email is fake. Understood?
Yes.
Whenever you have phishing, these are the fake emails or the text messages and websites which are created to look like they are authenticated companies. Another terminology used in phishing is what called spoofing. You have what is spoofing.
So what is spoofing?
I won't explain that spoofing now. Sometimes you can be sent an email. For example, let me just use an email like let me just use an example bank like Equity, like what, like Equity. Let me assume the email address is maybe, for example, you have maybe Equity Group .co.ke. That is what an example. I think that Equity Group .co.ke. So what will happen to this hacker? They use there's a software that is used to do that. I think that to conduct what email spoofing. They will send you an email and you'll assume that email is from Equity. If you look at the headers and the footers and the images, they are from Equity. But now there is a spoofed email. And most of the time request you to give them your PIN. So you have to be very, very careful together.
Yes.
Yeah, so you have to be very, very careful. That is what spoofing. Yeah, that is what we call email spoofing. Even if you have even IP spoofing. I think what spoofing. So have you understood?
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, to ensure now that you have understood, I want Karan to explain what I've said about phishing or that spoofing.
Phishing.
Yeah.
This is receiving fake emails or text messages from a website.
Maybe an example. What have I said?
Like an example, when we have the email equity
Yes.
group.co.ke.
Yeah.
You can think it's the genuine email and it can ask you information about your account.
Yeah.
Then when you put your information, they take your information and they can hack into your account.
That is good. I like that. Now, once we resume, now I'll be showing you a practical example of how you can detect now that this email is a spoofed word email together.
Yes.
Yes, once we get back, I'll be showing a practical example how you can detect a spoofed word email. Still, I'll be showing you how you can detect a fake word, a spoofed word IP address together.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll be showing you practically. So once you get back, you have to remind me on that. I'll have to show you practically how a spoofed word email and how you can avoid them. Then still we can have another threat. We can have what we have discussed. We discussed hacking, we have discussed malware, we have discussed farming. Still, there is what we call the ransomware. The what? The, the ransomware. From the word ransom.
Ransom.
Yeah, from the word ransom. Now, for this one, it is a type of malware that is able to restrict access to your computer. For example, in case you are browsing a certain site, someone can send you a malware. That malware, it is able to restrict you from accessing that site, or it is able to like encrypt the information, or that malware is able to encrypt all the data in your computer. Then it displays a message. You have to pay this amount of money to this account number, so that now you can access the information. Have you understood?
Yes.
Yeah, in a ransomware now, it is able to restrict you from accessing information, or it is able even to encrypt your entire hard drive. Enough for you to access the information, most of the time you will get a prompt message. You have to pay this amount of money for you to access all that information. So you have to be very, very careful. There's a difference between malware and what ransomware together.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and most of the times, the main effect of this ransomware is the very common one is to encrypt the information. They encrypt the information, and still you can lock your screen. And you know
I'm
what?
not
Lock your
hearing
screen. Yes,
Pardon,
I'm
I'm not
saying.
Your
getting
mic is
you.
not clear.
I'm saying the two major effects of this ransomware is to encrypt the information, and still they can lock your screen. They can do what? They can lock your screen. Your screen. Yeah. So I think that is enough. Maybe any other question before I proceed? Any question?
Can these ransoms be used against a big company like Safaricom?
Yes. They can be used against those companies. So what the companies they have to do, they have to ensure they have good firewalls together. They have
Yes.
what firewalls. They can
firewalls.
use firewalls. They have types of firewalls. For example, there is what we call the packet filter firewall. The packet firewall. Yeah, they have the packet filter firewalls. So the organization, they can install what we call the IDS. There is what we call the intrusion detection systems. The what? Intrusion detection systems. So whenever we have a hacker or there's someone who is trying to access that website or that website or that web server, this system is able to detect. That's what.
Yes.
Yeah. The idea.
But the organizations they must have the firewalls. In the question, can I hear any question?
I'm okay.
So you have been talking now. You have to ask a question. You have been talking the entire lecture. You have to ask a question. Karan,
Yes.
since you have been so silent in this lecture, let me ask you a question. What is hacking? What did you say hacking is?
Hacking is
Yes?
getting information without being authorized.
Mm. That is hacking.
Yeah.
What is a malware? What is a malware? What is a malware?
A malware is a malicious software that affects the computer.
Yeah, that is good. These are some of the threats we have. Still, we can have another threat that we have explained concerning the spoofing. What is the spoofing? Maybe now we can discuss the viruses. Now we have the viruses. And we say now, for the viruses now, these are the malicious programs, the malicious softwares which are able to alter the normal function of the computer. The malicious softwares which are able to alter the normal function of the computer. And now, for these viruses now, they can set spam. They can set spam emails, they can hijack your web browser, they can even display unwanted ads, they can even disable your security code set. These are what the virus is. And we say these viruses now able to duplicate and propagate. Understood? They're able to propagate and replicate. And now, this set of viruses, the viruses we have what we call a macrovirus. Gomi, have you come across the term macrovirus?
The
Have you the term macrovirus? Have you heard about a macrovirus?
microvirus.
Yeah, have you heard about this before? What about
Can't hear
Josia?
you.
Josia,
Yes.
have you heard the term macrovirus before?
No.
Now, what happens now for the macrovirus? These are the viruses that are able to affect what the application programs. Understood? The macroviruses, these are the viruses that are able to what? To affect what the application programs. For example, in case you have installed like the Microsoft Word, that these application program, they're called what? Macroviruses. Understood?
Yes.
Yeah, can you hear me?
I'm not getting you well.
I'm saying
Yeah.
the viruses that affect the application programs, they're called what? The macrovirus. For example, in case you have installed an application software like the database software, the Microsoft Word. The viruses that affect these programs, they are called what? Macrovirus.
Virus. Yeah.
Yeah. Then
I
there is what
have
we
a
call
question.
ask.
Can an ad in an application or a website be used to hack into an account?
To be a virus.
Yes.
Karani.
Yes.
Oh, ask. Just pardon the question.
Can an ad in an application or
Yeah.
a website be used to hack information?
Correct. It can be used to hack information. And times these ads they are frequently used because what happens now in an ad now, most of the times we just click it. Is it true? You
Yes.
install it. Once you install it, it becomes a loophole now. Altogether, it becomes what, a loophole. Yeah, it can be used. Actually, now most of the time they use ads in what you call the email attachments. Understood?
Yes.
And so you have to be very, very careful. And this even as especially in your smartphone, you have seen pop up every time that install this antivirus. Have you ever seen them?
Yes.
You have to be very, very careful. Some are not genuine. Some are not what genuine. So that was the macrovirus. Then there is what we call boot viruses. You have what? The boot viruses. For now, these viruses now they affect the boot sectors of the hard disk. Of the what? Of the hard disk. And you know now once the boot sectors of the hard disk are affected, there is no way you can load information from the what? From that hard disk. So these are the boot what? The boot viruses. Then there is what we call the bomb viruses. The what? The bomb viruses. You have what? The bomb viruses. The bomb viruses from the word bomb.
Oh.
Yeah. Now what happens in these bomb viruses now? They have to be set. They are what they are? They are set. So they are set now. For example, maybe someone can set the virus to propagate after 10 hours. After what? 10 hours. Or the virus is supposed to propagate maybe at 10:15. So once 10:15, so after 10:15 now, the virus start propagating the computer. The time what virus is that together. So they are self-timed. Understood? They are self-timed. So these are of the viruses. You have the macrovirus, you have the boot virus, and you have what the bomb viruses. I think that is enough for today. Yeah, maybe you can ask now some questions. So we have discussed the threats in web security, in computer security. We have discussed the elements in computer security and terminologies. Maybe you can ask a question.
How will you know a site is genuine so that you can browse inside it?
Now, sometimes it's a bit hard, genuine, but what you have to do, you have to look at the security features altogether. What the
Yes.
security features? There is what we call the SSL certificate. The SSL certificate. A genuine website has what we call the SSL certificate, and you can view it on the URL. Understood?
Yes.
Yeah, you can view at the URL. I think you've ever seen something like the boss a padlock.
Oh
Yeah,
yes,
in the
yes.
URL. Once you click it, you can view what the SSL, Secure Socket Layer certificate. You can view that. In the question, yeah, I'm waiting. I'm waiting for questions
You
now.
said,
Now it is questions.
you
Yes.
said bomb viruses are set.
Yeah, they are set. For example,
So
it
after
can be set.
propagating for some hours,
It starts spreading now. The virus now in the computer now. It start affecting. Altogether, for example, if it was
okay.
set to propagate after 10 hours, before the 10
Mhm.
hours, that virus do not have any effect. Don't have what any
Any
effect.
effect.
Understood? Yeah.
Yeah.
Any other question?
When you buy an antivirus, why
Yeah.
do you have to renew it after some time?
Yeah, that is a good question. Because what happens now, every day we have new viruses. We have what new viruses. So you have to renew the certificate together. We have new malwares every day. Yeah, from the internet. We have new malwares. So you have to strengthen that antivirus.
Yes.
Yeah. In, any other question?
What is it to encrypt?
Yeah, to
The meaning
encrypt
of
now, encryption.
the meaning
To encrypt
encryption.
now, convert now data to cipher. To what is that? To cipher.
I can't hear you.
Okay.
Hello.
For example, in terms of code, we can have a password 128.420 in text format. You know what in text format?
Oh,
Once we encrypt now, this password becomes cipher. You can have a combination of what? Of digits and alphabets. You can have maybe KJ 41 95. Understood?
yes.
Okay.
That is encryption, the conversion of text data into cipher. Understood? And now, once you have cipher text, there is no way you can what? You can read the information. It is encrypted. So the conversion of cipher text to what? Into cipher. And especially, for example, in a database, you have to encrypt the password. Is it true? Yeah, because now, in case someone is able to gain access to the database and he can get the password, so you have to ensure that the information it is what encrypted, especially the password.
Okay.
Yeah. Any other question?
Can someone hack into this class and listen to what we are saying?
Yes, it can be hacked. It is a good question. It can be hacked. Yeah. There's a loophole or there's a vulnerability. The hacker can use that vulnerability and is able to hack. Yeah, that is. Yeah, it depends now with the level of security implemented. Any other question? Got me a question. I'm waiting for the questions or for clarifications.
I think Karani have exhausted
Yeah,
some
for the
questions.
questions. What about
Yeah.
Joshi? Any question on what you have covered?
What I want to know, can somebody access your password that you save in your phone?
Oh, I can't hear you. Can't hear you. Speak up. Speak up.
Like, for example, you can save your password in your phone,
Yeah.
can somebody see them?
Now, what happens? Yes, someone access your information in your smartphone. Because what happens, even if you delete some images or anything in your smartphone, it's kept in your smartphone. There's some softwares called the keyloggers. They're called what? The keyloggers.
Yeah.
They're called the keyloggers. Understood?
Yes.
Now, someone can take your smartphone and install a software called the keylogger. The work of that keylogger, anytime you type a password, it it does what? It captures. Then it sends information to that person. Don't give your smartphone to anyone. You can install some keylogger, and that will capture what keystroke. Anything you type, it is captured. Use it later to get what? Yes, sir. That's true. Yeah. I hope I've answered the question.
And
Yes, ask.
when a malware reformats or formats a hard drive,
Yeah.
can you still get back the information?
Yeah, sometimes it might be, yes, you can get the information, but sometimes it is very difficult to get the information because what happens now, it is able to encrypt the information sometimes, or it deletes the information. So once the information has been deleted, now you have to use the ESAS recovery software to do what? To retrieve the information. So you have to use the ESAS recovery software to do what? Retrieve the information. Sometimes you may not get all the information. You may not get all the information. Yeah.
And how
The
does
question?
it send email on your behalf? You say that
Yes.
it sends email on your behalf, the malwares.
No, the software.
Hmm?
Oh, which just pardon the question.
In the malwares, you say
Yeah,
that
yeah.
it can send emails on
It
your
can send
behalf.
email on your behalf. Yeah, that what happens now?
Uh,
Once your
hmm,
computer is able to be, it is infected,
okay.
you lose some control of the softwares in that what in that computer. Sometimes you might realize that you have sent an email to someone else. Remember, it's a
Mm-hmm.
malware, and this malware has
Okay.
been created by a person. It can be created to trigger the sending of emails. So together, it is able to capture the emails you have ever sent, then it sends them to someone else. So together, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Any other question?
Can phishing happen in a big organization like Equity Bank? Like the hacker sends various information or fake emails to the workers of the organization.
Yeah, it can happen. It all matters with the level of security together.
Yes.
But I think I'll show you a practical example once we get back. I'll show you now. I can create what you call a fake email together. Yes,
Yes.
together. Someone, for example, I can create a fake email and I'm able to send an assignment, but I'm not the one. Together.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I'll be showing you how do you determine this is a fake email. This is not what a fake email. I'll show you a practical example. Together. A practical example. Yeah.
So there is a way you can know fake emails.
Yes. So I'll be showing you how do you determine this is not a fake email together.
Yes.
Yeah, you have to know the difference between a spoofed email and an email which is not spoofed. Yeah, I'll be showing the difference between a spoofed email and an email which is not spoofed. Any other question?
When a malware takes control of a computer,
Yeah.
can you, like, when, for example, it happens now,
Yeah.
can you like still access your computer and do stuff? Ama it's inaccessible?
Sometimes it is inaccessible together because, for example, in case now the malware has encrypted the information, there's nothing you can do. You can just format the hard disk right together.
Yes.
Because sometimes, for example, just imagine all my information here has been encrypted. And once it is encrypted, remember that information is in cipher. Is it true?
Yes.
And you do not have the decryption key. So you have to reformat the machine or the hard disk right together.
Yes.
But now it only depends now with the level of attack. The level of what? Attack. Yeah. Yeah, the level of attack. In the question? And I'll be in actually now on the forum, I'll be putting question on the forum right together. And that question on the forum, I'll be explaining you're supposed to be discussing that question together.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll be posting in a few minutes time a question in the forum. I'll expect to discuss. I'll be confirming your response right together.
Yes.
Yeah. So in the question before I go to the discussion on the forum, I want to ask a question on what you have covered. Or another question in computer security. Still, we'll be discussing in the next class now. Still, we'll be discussing other what? Other threats together.
Yes.
Yeah. In the question, because I want to post a question in the discussion forum, I want to discuss and I want to the responses. So, Karani, in the question?
Yes,
Ask.
in malware, can one send you information that will make you maybe transfer money from your account to his account?
Yeah. You see now, it really depends the way the hacker or the person who create the malware has set it together. Remember, these things they are created by person. Is it true? The
Yes.
result can be set once and now it gets in your smartphone. It is able to access your bank account, especially for example, the bank account software together. For example, in case you have a software for the bank like Equity, or you have like Family Bank or KCB software, there is a way that attacker can make sure that once you install that software, it is able to capture the information in these bank accounts also software together. Yeah.
Yes.
In actual, for example, the USSD, like the M-Pesa part is it is even more secure than the bank software. Is that together?
Yes.
Yeah. So, Gomi, do you have another question?
No.
Joshia, any other question?
No, I don't have.
So I want maybe you can give me the feedback on the class. How was the class? Was it interactive? How was
Yeah,
it?
yes,
Yes.
interactive.
Yeah, it was a nice class.
Very
Now I want.
understanding.
Yeah.
We hope more people will join the class.
Yeah. So I want to hear responses individually. Let me start from Karani. Karani, just give me your responses, Karani. How was the class? Was it
The
interactive?
class was nice.
Yes.
We interacted and we've learned something.
Wow. What were your major challenges in the class, in the online class?
Just a bit of audio connection, but we've understood what you've said.
That is good. Just the audio.
Yeah.
That is good. Anything else? And now you have to ensure you have to inform your friends. Together, I think you have started the fast class. Together, you have to share this information. You have to together, inform them. You have
Yes.
progressed together, and you are getting a lot.
Yes.
Now, what about Joshia?
The class was interactive.
It was interactive.
Yeah.
Now, what were you able to?
Initially, I was not getting you. I was not able to connect initially.
Oh,
The first
yeah.
10 minutes.
Yeah, I had it. That is good. I was able even to post for the first 10 minutes. I post the audio first.
Okay.
Yeah, that is good. What about Gomia?
The class was very interesting,
Yes.
understanding, but the challenge is the connectivity.
Connectivity because of the network together.
Yeah,
So
but
we have any time we are connected to a class now, we have to ensure that we have a strong bandwidth together. Or where we are, there is a good network coverage. Yeah.
Okay.
So the class was interactive, and I like that feedback. So what I'll do now, I'll be posting a question on the forums. Just now, I'll put a question in the forums. So I want your discussion. I want to discuss. And I'll be confirming the feedback just now.
Yes.
So
Will we be writing notes?
Yes.
Will we be writing notes?
I have sent these notes in there. They are here. I have sent the soft copy. They are here actually.
Oh.
Have you seen them? Are you able to see them?
Yeah,
No.
I don't
Wait, are you able to see them? Karani?
No, I've not seen them.
Gomi, have you seen the notes? Soft copy notes?
No, not yet.
They are here. Maybe once we
About
get to
the
that
web
class.
security.
Yeah, web security, the notes, web security notes.
That PDF form that you sent.
Yes, I sent some summarized notes on this topic.
Okay.
The notes here in the site.
Yeah, the site. Maybe I can. Maybe once we go to the discussion, I will send them. I will send them together, but in the site I have sent the discussion, the notes. Now, yeah, now I want to go to the discussion now. I'll be posing a question. I want to discuss together. I'll be waiting for your feedback.
Sawa.
Yeah, yeah.
Good. Karan,
Yeah.
Karan, ulimchapia chat aje? Kuna link yake ilikata tena?
Anasema atilikataa.
Aje sasa.
Hawa watu hawataki kujoin class. Juu ukitumia tu email yako na hiyo password si inaingia tu.
Naingia direct.
Unajua
Kamina.
watu wengi hawakuwa na hiyo email ya shule, hawakufuatilianga vile
Labda
ilikuwa.
Ama
hapo ndo
hawakuwa
shida
wanatumia email correct.
Hawakupewa email.
O hawakupewa.
Unajua walitumianga, tulitumiwa mesa ingine hapo, watu wa join wa register hiyo email, watengeneze email waende sijui kwa IT room. Hakuna wenye alienda tu, sijui mimi na Sayanka na Martin, akina hizo hawakuendaga, so hata hawana hiyo email ya shule.
Ndio hao wanalalamika sana. Wanateta.
Hawana hiyo email ndio shida.